Covering the stories that impact your life, your town, your state, and your future. This is the Means Report with your host, Brad Means.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Means Report. We appreciate you spending part of your day with us, where today we are going to tackle a topic that you have to know about. It's impossible to ignore. It is Fort Gordon, Georgia, and all of the exciting things that are happening on post and off post, for that matter. You know, as somebody who has the privilege of delivering the news each night, there's not a night that goes by that we do not talk about something Fort Gordon related or cyber related. They are a key part of this community and have been for generations. And so today we're going to talk to one of the leaders at Fort Gordon to find out what is happening out there and what the exciting future holds. I think that you'll find it very informative, and I think that you'll find as you drive around town and as you drive around post, you will recognize and appreciate things a lot more when you hear kind of the backstory to what is going on in our fine community. The state of cyber at Fort Gordon, the cyber jobs that are coming, and the relationship that we have with our beloved military post here. And I can't think of a better person to help break it all down than Colonel Todd Turner. Colonel Turner is Garrison Commander at Fort Gordon, which, first of all, Colonel Turner, thank you for your service and welcome.
Brad, thanks for having me. We really appreciate the offer and look forward to today's engagement.
Well, me too, and on behalf of our audience, us too. As the Garrison Commander, it's fair to say you are the mayor of Fort Gordon. Is that pretty accurate?
Well, you know, some people use mayor. I like to use city administrator.
Okay, yeah.
But I think I wear both hats at times. But primarily I'm responsible for running the infrastructure of the installation. Everything from public works, access control points, guards, emergency services, and then of course a lot of the administrative processes for military personnel and those type activities. And then of course one of my primary duties, delegated from the commanding general himself, is community engagement on his behalf when he's out of town.
Well, I think you're excelling in all of those areas, especially the last one. We see you all over this community at every function, and so I'm glad that you're representing Fort Gordon so well. Let's start with those access control points. I guess you would put this in that category, the gates of Fort Gordon. Whether you work on post or whether you just drive around town, you can appreciate the traffic that place generates. How are things going on improving access to and from the fort?
So about 18 months ago, we had a backlog of about 11,000 names in our NCIC 3 background check data system. So Department of Defense mandated several years ago that 100% of people that access a federal installation need a background check. We had a backlog. We cleared that in 6 weeks last summer. And we've been able to maintain that up to about a 72-hour period where we're able to deliver passes for folks that need up to 30 days or even up to a 12-month pass. So we feel very comfortable about what we've done on gate access. We've been able to maintain it. And so we're really excited about that.
Once you have that background clearance and that pass, you don't have to get your car checked out?
So that background check is good for 1 year. Now, depending on what the purpose of your visit is, we can issue a pass up to 30 days on the spot at the Visitor Control Center, or up to 12 months. So if you have a reason to frequent Fort Gordon, you play golf, you use our range complex, one of our morale, welfare, and recreation, we'll issue up to a 12-month card. Now, when you go through the gate, you can present that card to the guard, and you'll be able to flow through without going to the Visitor Control Center.
Okay, that's great. And are they building any new gates anytime soon?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we just met with the Georgia Department of Transportation earlier this month and the Savannah District Corps of Engineers. And the gate project is a perfect example of the partnership that we have with this local community. Georgia has chipped in $8 million and $2 million from both Richmond and Columbia County to expand Gordon Highway on the exterior portion of the new gate, which will be called Gate 6. And that will break ground in March of next year. So we're literally about 4 months from breaking ground on a new gate. The delivery of that gate, we believe it will open right now, ribbon cutting projected in March of 20.
Who benefits from that? The people who live near Gate 6 or the people who want to switch the way they get on and off post to Gate 6?
I think it will be a win-win in both cases. Now, What we're seeing on the installation itself is we're seeing a little bit of a migration of our workforce population over to the west side of our cantonment area.
Right.
That's why Gate 6 was, the location of the new Gate 6 was further west along Gordon Highway. That gate will eventually, as it comes online, we will close Gate 3 and Gate 2. Mm-hmm. So, one of our biggest challenges is Robinson Avenue as folks come out of Grovetown. Yep. And they're making either a left to go eastbound to Gate 1 or westbound to go to Gate, or directly straight into Gate 2, or making a right westbound into Gate 3. We think as Robinson Road continues to get improved and expanded, and we can flow that traffic to the larger new gate, which is going to have 6 lanes coming in and 4 going out at its largest point, that we're going to be able to handle a lot more traffic. Now, we also continue to advocate for potentially a new connector. As you look at Jimmy Dias, that's a great artery to I-20, mm-hmm. and it really feeds right into Gate 1. Down the road, we would love to see, and we'll work with our community partners to continue to address traffic and maybe see another connector down the road that would help service the new access control point, Gate 6, down the road.
Well, I know people are thrilled to hear that. The better you can get on and off Fort Gordon, the better for all of us. Let's talk about the state of cyber right now. On post, we see off post just everything happening, buildings coming up out of the ground, tens of millions of dollars coming from the governor to help that. What about on post? The Cyber Center of Excellence announcement came, it feels like, ages ago. Mm-hmm. What are you seeing on post when it comes to cyber?
So we just saw, Governor Deal's announcement that came out Monday, mm-hmm.
Regarding
another $35 million into Phase 2 of the Cyber and Innovation Training. And I saw Dr. Keel yesterday at a Chamber of Commerce meeting, and I made the comment to the group, I wish the military and the federal government could build as quickly as the state of Georgia has. Now, our budget cycle, obviously, and our acquisition process for infrastructure just doesn't allow us to produce our infrastructure that we need as rapidly as we really need it. We, right now, are restricted to the secret compartmental instruction facility. So when we teach cyber, we need to do it in a classified space. Mm-hmm. The Signal Center, previously 4 years ago, before we converted to the Cyber Center, we only had 3 classified classrooms. We now have 13, and we're rapidly expanding that capability, and our goal is to achieve 66 classified classrooms by 2025.
Are people using them right now?
Absolutely.
Are these people who are coming from other towns to be here? We always hear about this influx of people and how that's going to be the real boost from cyber, new people, new families. They're in those classrooms now?
That's right. So we're the only service that stood up a cyber branch. So we have our own dedicated career field for cyber. Up until really in March, we still were sending our enlisted to either the Navy course down in Pensacola or to other governmental agencies to get trained before they came to get additional training here at Fort Gordon. At this point now, since we now have, we added 10 new classrooms that came online just in February and March of this year. And because we've been able to add those classrooms, we now are training all cohorts across our cyber workforce. So that's the officer, warrant officer, enlisted, non-commissioned officers. And we now are incorporating electronic warfare, which currently is up at Fort Sill, but it falls under our cyber school, and we're working towards eventually at some point, maybe 2022, 2023, moving that electronic warfare school down here to Fort Gordon as well, which would add about another 500 students per year to come through Fort Gordon for training.
When we hear about the bad guys trying to hack into our digital electronic cyber systems, when we hear about people trying to get our social security numbers and credit card information, is it accurate or fair to picture people at Fort Gordon trying to thwart those efforts?
So from us, two separate things here between civil and the military networks, right? We still, the military cannot police on U.S. soil, so Department of Homeland Security is doing cyber defense of the things that you would think of. Mm-hmm. Military networks now, that is exactly what we're doing. We are defending and conducting operations on military networks primarily, and that's why we're developing or we're building the cyber workforce.
Remember those video images we saw of the SEAL team going in and raiding Osama bin Laden's home? Is it possible that those images could come from a place like Fort Gordon? They could provide real-time video of things on the other side of the planet.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, frankly, we have intelligence organizations located on Fort Gordon right now that are conducting 24/7 operations, both in intelligence, cyber, and they're supporting the combatant commanders forward tonight on missions that are ongoing around the world. And so just feel good that, feel confident that there are people out there watching and really protecting our national security from Fort Gordon.
Yeah, it is amazing to hear you say that, and I always suspected that it is going on out there 24/7, but yeah, that is reassuring to hear that, to know that those men and women are working so hard on our behalf. So where are they going to live? What kind of jobs are coming to this area because of cyber? What does the future hold in that regard? These are topics we're going to continue to tackle with Colonel Todd Turner, the Garrison Commander at Fort Gordon. He is our special guest today as the Means Report continues.